about the good people of CagesideSeats.com.
I like how you timed that. Sean was just talking mad shit about everybody and then went live and said, I just care about cage side seats. No, you don't.
That's me. I do.
If you guys could only hear the things Sean says when you aren't listening.
You can't hear them either because my mic is usually muted.
That's true. That's true.
I need to zoom in on my...
We're a walking technical difficulty. Why are you?
I am a little concerned about my. I've been having some. I don't know if they're network issues or computer issues, some lag. So I don't.
Oh my! We're gonna do that today.
Maybe I don't know.
So if you drop out, I'm bailing immediately.
I know. We understand that, right? I'll sit here and talk. I'll sit here and talk to myself for 5 minutes and ask questions that no one will ask.
Yeah, we're not doing that thing where it's like, well, I hope he comes back. What's up, Sean?
Not much, man. How are you?
Another improper intro. That is Sean Rudiger.
I thought that was nice when I kissed up to everybody at CagesideSeats.com.
That's true. He's Sean Ruder. You can follow him on Twitter at S1Rude. I'm Gino Morosco, the editor-in-chief of CagesideSeats.com. You can follow me. No, you can't follow me, actually, because I don't want you to follow me. So I don't have a Twitter.
You can be like Baron. You can be like Baron Corbin and block your ass.
Yeah, you can be like Baron Corbin and block us. You know what? I think that was because of you. He just blocked all of us at the same time, and I just didn't notice because he's uninteresting on Twitter. So I mean, it's not. I like him as a performer. I was kind of sad to see that. I really was. Yeah. Sean, what's wrong?
Nothing.
You're down and out.
I'm fine.
You're clear. you know what? I'm fine. Actually, I don't want to talk about
it. I am.
No, let's talk about this. What's bothering you?
There's nothing bothering me. I'm just not, I don't know, not super energized today. I don't know what to tell you. I'm good.
You sound like Shane. You sounded just like Shane McMahon when you said that.
Really?
Yeah, the way you said it. I don't know why. I hope you don't want to have sex with your sister, though.
I don't have a sister, so we're in
thankfully. Are you an only child?
No, I have a brother.
You have a brother. All right. Well, we're here to talk about Raw. And before we went on the air, we both realized how little we want to talk about Raw. And
even more than normal.
Even more than normal, yeah. So, that'd be great. How great would it be if we just 15 minutes in, we're like, you know what? We're just going to go. I'll just see you later. We don't want to talk about anything.
I'm not feeling it today.
Really? I'm not feeling it. But there was a thing, and I don't know if this happened, but we can be reasonably certain that Enzo Amore fucked the trombone.
Against the trombone's owner's wishes, I think it was not. I don't know if Francesca 2 was down with it. I suppose she was.
Francesca 2, also AKA Franny, AKA Frankie. So, Sean, did this sell a match to you? Did this actually make you more interested in the tag team title match that Enzo Amore may or may not have fucked Xavier Woods' trombone? He did butt stuff with the trombone.
He did something with the trombone.
He did butt stuff with the trombone.
No.
He poured some alcohol down her throat. And then, okay, I don't want to continue on with that.
Yeah, I don't. That whole set, I don't know. It made me a little uncomfortable.
It's a little weird, right?
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah,
kind of. Not really.
I mean, it wasn't like. It was. I don't think it was either anybody. I mean, I ended up leaving like support. I was like sort of pro vaudevillains by the time it was over. I was sort of fed. I was sort of embarrassed for everyone involved, like they were acting.
They were so earnest. I think that's what kind of sold it for me.
Yeah.
Is that they were like, Xavier Woods legitimately looked upset that Enzo may have fucked his trombone.
I would probably be upset if I thought that you fucked my trombone.
Well, I mean, you would let me, though.
Well, but you would have to ask first, which I think this is the issue here, is I'm not sure that permission was asked and given by either Xavier or Frankie.
What a stupid show. The fucking, and then it's like there's, so we got the realest guys in the room. We've got the New Day, who are shoe salesmen, apparently. We've got fucking, and then a couple old timey strongman singers show up, and then some stormtroopers from Japan.
Mhm.
And there's poor spelling involved. There's trombone sex. There's singing, as mentioned.
Mhm.
This was a super pro wrestling segment that didn't really do a very good job of selling a match.
I mean, isn't that the knock on the New Day in general? That they're entertaining as fuck, but we're not sure what any of it has to do with wrestling?
You guys are great, but none of what you say matters.
Right. I mean, they had to be. I mean, we talked about it when they were heels. The comedy heels don't sell. Now they're comedy, mostly faces, but I still don't know. It still doesn't like lead to any like. I thought they were going somewhere a little bit more traditional with the feud with Anderson and Gallows, but we sort of put that on the back burner last night for, sex with brass instruments.
Trombone sex, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we were in New Orleans, so if you're going to sleep with a trombone, might as well be in the Big Easy.
I have my lips all over her. All right, I get it. Like, and Cass is like, "Oh, you don't know where she was last night?" It's like, "Oh boy, I wonder where she was. She was with Enzo." Like, you have to be a child to enjoy this show, is what it is.
Yeah,
you really do. And it's
I'm sure Vince thought it was hilarious. I'm sure he was Gorilla just rolling around on the floor.
He was surely like elbowing people and going, "Do you get it? No, but do you get it? Seriously." Like, yeah, Vince, we fucking get it. You know what? The whole show's comedy. And the problem is they don't do comedy very well. I don't know comedy, clearly, as the TNA fans have told me.
Right.
But I know they're not very funny. Think of the GM search, right? So the idea is they're bringing people back periodically to lobby for the gigs, right? It's Teddy Long, comedy, and now Kane, comedy. There was a super serious, potentially great emotional segment that they could have done with the Shield, and it was comedy. The opening tag team title thing, comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, the entire tag division's about comedy, I guess. Golden Truth.
I mean, it always has been. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's as long as it rotates around the New Day, their go-to, even when they're serious, is to make fun of people. So, like I said, I felt like the only hope to get like a serious tag feud was going to be the Club, and they're just sort of standing around watching these other guys be jagoffs now. So,
yeah, and it's not even. I'm not sure there's no charisma there.
For who?
For me, from the Club.
From which of the guys? I mean, I think it's possible they can. The bald ones. I don't know.
Yeah, medium guy.
I don't know. Yeah,
it's just not. It's funny. Don't draw money, as they say, and I don't know, man. You want this to be like a big deal, and things don't feel like big deals when
you book a match because Teddy Long suggested it and Stephanie decided to steal it. I mean, your basis for the feud starts off as a joke, or it's not even a feud. It's they decided to make a match. They were sort of doing a feud with New Day and the Club. They've been doing a feud, I guess. I mean, Enzo and the Vaudevillains should be like we want to fucking murder you because you almost killed my friend and then laughed about it.
Yeah.
And they're still just standing around. I mean, I think that's what the Vaudevillains do. That seems like an old-timey kind of a silent movie, like harumph, harumph, harumph. I don't know.
Harumph.
I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
it's all a
tell
joke.
Us to not take it seriously.
Yeah, it's all a joke, and it's not a joke in like the Joker way, right? It's a joke in the sense like you're supposed to actually ha, and you can't. That doesn't make me want to watch a wrestling match,
right?
So fail.
I mean, how many times have the New Day's pay-per-view segment been like not a match, instead like them doing their skit stuff?
Like, and they're not that funny either. Like they're good, right?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I think they are charismatic, so they get away with a lot of shit that isn't that funny.
Yeah. And last night was a really good example of that. And why are you bringing up Steph Curry's shoes when that game is on an hour into your show? And
because it was trending on Twitter, so we have to bring it up. Yeah.
And it wasn't even that big of a thing. Like, it's, social media is super fucking overrated as far as this stuff goes.
Yeah, I mean, you could talk to 90% of the people in the world and they have no idea what the Steph Curry shoes thing is. But the 10 people on Twitter who made 700 jokes about it think it's the most important thing in the world.
Just overwhelming fucking volume with people, doing the... I'm surprised we've never seen a crying Jordan meme on a WWE show.
That is weird. You'd think that... So, yeah. That's coming
because people just
it's not late enough yet. I saw every once in a while one pops up that surprises you, but yeah, it needs to go away. Yeah. That and the mailing WWE belts to people. This is my new gimmick as cranky old guy who doesn't like fun things. So.
Why are you mad about that? That is a weird thing. It's your own Pittsburgh Penguins.
I'm not mad about it. I just think it used to feel like sort of neat, like they did it, and now it's just like a routine thing. Like as soon. We're going to be sending one to I'm going to be writing a story about them sending one to the Warriors on Thursday or whatever.
Sorry, Cavs.
Sorry, LeBron.
Cleveland.
It's boom. It's the same thing. I don't know. And especially when they were like sending it to, no offense. I don't know. They sort of have played it out. There's been a few.
No offense. You didn't say who you were going to say.
I'm not going to say it either because I don't even know. But.
Yeah.
Honestly, nobody cares. I mean, I care about the Stanley Cup and hockey, but in the big picture, I mean, that thing gets lower ratings than, fucking SmackDown, the Stanley Cup final. So hockey's not a huge deal. I mean, they had the HBK line tie into the Pens this year, but other than that, I mean, we don't need to, just get over yourself with your belts.
So,
what else can I be cranky about? I also am not entertained by No Way Jose. So sorry. Come at me, Marks.
I'm an idiot. No, I did that because I'm sitting here and I have a pocket knife and I'm messing with it. I just cut my thumb open. I'm bleeding.
It's that kind of show.
I'm actually bleeding profusely right now.
Does that count as like you're gonna disappear and I gotta talk to myself for 5 minutes? If you have to take yourself to the emergency room now?
No, it's not that bad. I'm actually bleeding pretty bad, but it's
so if you just hear a thud, that's Gino passing out from loss of blood.
Passed out. And someone, Sean, I don't even think you have my address, so I'm really fucked.
No, I'm just gonna send people to Iowa, which isn't even the right
which
state.
Is not where I live. The gimmick is going to end up being the death of me. Thanks, Swift, you piece of shit.
I'm blaming it on Swift too. Whatever, I don't even know how.
Everything is Swift's fault. I'm actually okay. I actually do need you to talk for a sec so I can go clean this up real quick.
Let's see. Other things I don't like. I don't like No Way Jose. I don't like the belts. I don't like. There was something else we were just talking about me being grumpy about. Fuck nuts. The comedy. Yeah, the New Day. I'm not as into fucking Tom Bones as I thought I would be. I'm not into Steph Curry's shoes.
My bad, dude.
I don't know. Are you all right? I don't really know what I'm talking about. Wait, why are you playing? Is it a Stone Cold Deadlock night?
No, it's a Broken Skull IPA.
Broken Skull Ranch Cold Steel.
It's a Skull Buster. Skull Buster.
I don't like Baron Corbin. Apparently,
it's badass, as old Steve would say.
He blocks everyone I know on Twitter.
Yeah, I cut myself, and now I don't know whether to shit or wind my watch. I'm just trying to pay those gimmicks they send in the called bills.
Yep.
Tell you that.
10 Gimmick Street. Mm-hmm.
Dude, this hurts like hell, actually. That's what's funny. Like, it's legit. I can see inside my thumb.
Like the bone or just the flesh?
No. Like, I can just see the cut, like it opens. And then blood spills out.
This show is not for the squeamish, apparently.
That's how bad Raw is. It's more just like, so Gino might die today, everybody. That's right on.
Gino stabbed himself rather than talk about Raw.
Somebody laughed too hard on the bloodline.
It's causing the blood to pump harder.
I'm gonna pass out here.
Oh,
and if you hear a thud, say goodbye to your editor-in-chief. Sean's hoping for the thud so you get that promotion.
So, Gino, what did you think of the Ambrose Asylum section?
Thump.
Thump.
Oh shit! You know what else is funny is I already almost hurt myself earlier because there's a goddamn wasp nest on my porch. I have like a little I have this small porch with like right on the roof, which is all messed up.
In the eaves?
Yeah, there's a fucking wasp nest. And they keep getting into the house somehow. So I look up, there's just big ass fucking wasp flying around. So I'm like running with my head ducked down, like, oh shit! Like you can imagine a grown man like, oh yeah, get away! Freaking out.
Well, I thought you were gonna say you like attacked the nest with like a giant burning stick or something. I thought it was one of those.
What's funny is this is
and
what
then you fell off the porch and set yourself on fire, and then the wasp stung you, and like.
And then I came in to do the show, and I cut my hand open. It's been a tough day. It's been like I actually. So if someone has an idea to deal with that nest, I don't want to piss these things off. I'm trying to live.
You gotta get like the spray or something, or
what do I even do? How do you deal with a fucking wasp nest?
Hire an exterminator,
dude. They're huge too. I'm talking like they're like 3 inches wide. I'm fucking scared.
How long are they? If they're like,
dude, I should try to get a pic for you. They're huge. They're fucking huge. I'll DM you. I'll slide it in DMs with a big ass wasp photo.
Gino's life in Iowa is more exciting than the world of WWE.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be talking about Raw. My fucking thumb is ridiculous.
Did you get like some sort of a bandage?
Yeah, I've got bandages currently. I've also got some cream, some antibacterial.
Some cream?
Yeah, that antibacterial antibiotic shit.
You got to stop the bleeding before you can worry about your cream.
It's okay. I think I'm good. I think it's fine.
Thud.
I need to trim my nails.
I think I'm fine, everybody. I'm good. Let's talk about
okay.
Poof. Yep. There you go. Nice.
Okay. Do you want to talk about that segment?
The Shield.
What a garbage segment it was.
I kind of liked it.
I kind of liked it. Why did you like it though?
I mean, I could have done without. I mean, I at this point, I've made my peace with the fact that Ambrose is a fucking court jester. I guess. I mean, he
sucks, man. My God.
But I thought Seth and Roman both stepped it up and like got serious when they needed to. It would have been better maybe if it was just that. It would have been. But I mean, I thought I smiled at some of Ambrose's shtick. I mean, like I said, I'm done. I'm over getting angry about that being his character because it's clearly that's what they see his character as.
Sure. So, I'm not angry about it being his character. I mean, that's fine, but I just think I think that's what I put in the recap. He's fine. It's fine. Whatever. I get it. That's the character, and he does a good enough job with it within the constraints of, where he's at and what he's allowed to do. But keep him away from this kind of shit. Because again, like we said, funny don't draw money. And you've got him in there basically undercutting the story. Because it's like he's in there and he just doesn't seem to give a shit about any of it until the very end when and they did bring it back around and made it interesting by the end. But, to have Rollins standing there saying everything he's saying with, such disdain and he's all this passion and all this, he's really pissed off and he actually feels like he was cheated, which is rich because he's the cheating little fuck. I did it all on my own. And no, you didn't, obviously, of course. So that's good stuff. And then Reigns, who feels like he has to stand up against that and he still has to prove himself, even though he's already proved himself, which is kind of bullshit. But he's totally willing to do that, and he's really strong within that. And he had a great line: "I'm not the man, or I'm not the guy because I have the belt. I'm the guy because
I'm going to beat you, or whatever the hell he said.
It was a great line, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was a great line, whatever it was. But then they pan out, and they're having this intense stare down, and there's all this emotion that they put over last week with the vignettes. Really well done stuff that actually gave this a big fight feel, added some gravity to it. And then they pan out, and right in between this really intense stare down between these two big main event behemoths who are going to tear each other apart is Dean Ambrose's dumbass with a silly, stupid smile on his face. And it's like, dude, you just killed the moment. You really did. To me, it wasn't like I've tried to think of it like, if Mark Hunt and Brock Lesnar get their stare down, and the shit that Hunt's been talking, it's going to piss Brock off big time. And Brock's going to be mad. They'll go to the stare down. They'll do the weigh-in. They'll get in each other's faces, and it'll be really intense and like, oh, shit's about to go down. These two are about to fuck each other up. And then in between them is Dana White, who's like, this is so cool.
That's what Joe Rogan does.
Yeah, but Rogan's got that look on his face of like, oh, I can't wait for you to kill each other, as opposed to Ambrose is like very PG, like very like, I'm wacky, and this is what I'm supposed to do because I'm wacky. And not like, it didn't add anything to it. To me, it took a lot away from it, I thought.
Well, he's not even supposed to have a talk show.
Yeah. You're not actually a talk show host, Dean. Go away.
Stephanie canceled that show. He didn't even bother to get a new plant. Where's Mitch 3? I want to meet Mitch 3.
He doesn't care that he's hugging Seth Rollins. Doesn't care that that's the dude who betrayed you in real life. He doesn't care about the plant being gone out of his life. Dean is like, I saw things and stuff in the threads presented a counter argument and said there's a lot more going on there. You just had to look underneath the surface, because there's, he's still going through things, and he's trying to work his way through that, and he's being this wacky guy to do that and all that stuff. And things and stuff, I love you and stuff, but to that I would say you're fucking way wrong.
I'm kind of with things on that.
Really? Yeah, I just think that's too much to ask.
It's been 2 years. It's pro wrestling, At this point, they've had some one-on-one encounters, so I think sort of past. I mean, that's if it was your family member, if it was your brother, and you had this big fucking blowout that led to you guys beating each other up in a steel cage,
which has happened.
I know, yeah, that's why I've tried to relate it to something you would understand. Okay. Then, as time passes, a little bit more time passes after that. He's been gone for a while. You haven't seen him in whatever since last November, kind of thing. Then you come back and you make some passive-aggressive jokes, and you build and you work to the point where, you fuck everybody up, which is what happened. So, I mean, I just think, it doesn't surprise me. You can't sustain that I'm going to destroy you every time I see you thing on a show that never ends. And
I didn't need that.
These three guys are going to be around for 20 years, so we've got to get past to what they did last night, which is sort of like refer back to that history. And, I think you would. And I think, Seth did it too, sort of downplayed it. Roman did it too. They were all in there smirking at one point.
Okay, but when you get to a point where Seth is calling back to it, he's saying, we did have some times, didn't we? You know what the best time was? When I fucking dug a chair into your back.
Right.
And then he did that fucking laugh thing that he does, and it's just like, at that point, Dean's still laughing. Reigns reacted appropriately. Reigns reacted with that, oh, yeah, you did do that, you piece of shit. And I want to fucking murder you for it. And I never really got the chance until now. And it's going to mean that much more now because he did take the title from him at WrestleMania. There was all that stuff surrounding that. And Dean just said, well, yeah, okay, whatever. No biggie.
But Dean's the guy that threw down later. He just didn't do it in the moment. I don't know. I mean, I think that's what I was
going to say, is that I feel like they should have gotten to that point right away.
But I think that's Dean trying to stay out of the way because he's not in the match on Sunday, so he's letting these guys have their moment to get serious, and then his moment was later.
And just sit back there with the weird faces and being dumb.
Well, that's the whole, he's crazy he's crazy like a fox. He's got a plan. It's just he's not going to spring it on you now.
Like a fox.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the best line in that promo was not the one about the good times when I stabbed you in the back. It's the one where he said something about, and you might not remember this, Dean, because you weren't there, but at WrestleMania, I was like, oh, snap.
I did see your tweet. That was some really good booking.
That was just
that shade.
That I think that's shade because it's not
shade.
direct insult, but you clearly everyone knows who's being dissed there.
It's low key.
Yes,
he trap queened him.
Absolutely, 100%.
So I mean, it was good by the end of it, and of course that they're going to keep.
I mean, aren't you? I mean, I am more excited for that match on Sunday than I was.
No,
before
not at all.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Well, and like I said, I just feel like that's I like that, and maybe it's me, but I would far prefer when there's that level of especially with a title match when there's just so much more to it where you can get more out of it if you really key in on the story that there is there, and you don't turn it into just a joke. Because I feel like they do that so much that it feels insulting. I have to work really hard not to be insulted by what WWE offers me every week.
I mean, I as part of my frame of references is that they're building to this in 3 weeks, which I guess is better because they don't do long builds well. But I mean, this is something.
And one of those weeks they didn't even let him be on TV.
Well, the biggest problem with this build to me was not last night. It's I'm gonna run into the ring. No, I'm not. That is the one that made me want to not ever see this match and not take anybody involved seriously and anything else. Then they backed up. They did the cool spots last week, and then they did this, which I think. I mean, Dean is not in the match. There's no guarantee he's going to be in the match, so he sort of plays it off. But then he makes clear, don't fucking forget about me, motherfuckers. I could come at you on Sunday, and I could take out either one of you like I'm about to do right now. And then he did. So to me, it worked. I mean, I don't know. I'm more interested. I could have done without some. They could have downplayed the goofy stuff, but it didn't ruin it for me. And I thought they got across the stuff they needed to get across. So,
yeah. All right. Fair enough.
To me, the error in the build to this was 2 weeks ago, not last night. I mean, they should have kept him off of fucking TV that night too.
Yeah, they never should have. They just never appear.
Just have it. Last night be the only time we see him.
And then it's a joke, though, right? Because they do the. I don't know. It just felt like the wrong tone to strike for what they've been building.
Well, they're trying to strike so many different tones too, though. You're trying to get Dean across as wacky but dangerous. You're trying to get Roman across as a good guy and a bad guy and the guy. Even Seth made a reference to his the most babyface fucking video ever, the 24/7 thing about his comeback. But then he's in here cackling about how he hates everybody and betrays people. I mean, all of these characters, I mean, I guess they're all, you can pick and root for whoever you want, but you're also getting reasons to root for and reasons to root against every one of them.
Well, and it's funny because I saw people say, that Dean was in there at least in part to kind of deflect from Roman and the response that he might get, as far as Rollins is in there. And then it makes clear with Dean also in there, it makes clear that Rollins is the enemy and he's the bad guy. But I don't think that that's that important to them. Right? I mean, we've seen all those rumors and we've heard all that talk of, they don't care what the reaction is as long as it's a reaction. And I felt like Roman kind of did his thing and had the people behind him anyway. So, and again, what does it matter? As long as there's just heat for the fucking match that you're trying to sell, as long as people care to see the match you're selling, I don't know how much it matters. Obviously, it matters that that people feel strongly about the people involved, but it doesn't matter more than if they feel strongly enough about a match to pay to watch it. And this didn't do that for me. I think you're taking away from that. If that is what the idea was, I think you're actually taking away from that. Probably not enough to matter or make much of a difference. I mean, I'm still excited about Money in the Bank. It looks like a really good card. Should be a fun show. Should be.
It's got a few good. It's top heavy, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think the problem is, and we've talked about this before too, is that they tell us they don't care what the reaction is, but then they do shit where they obviously do care. So they're trying to do just like with each of the characters, they're not just presenting them as shades of gray people. They're presenting them as faces and heels at the same time, which is a different thing. I mean, you can walk the middle ground or you can be confusing, and they usually choose to be confusing. And they've done the same thing with this build. It's not just here's some guys with conflict, pick a side. It's here's some guys with conflict, pick a side. But oh yeah, we really do want you to cheer this guy, or please don't boo this guy that much. Just you either go with it or don't. Don't try to do everything, because then you end up just messing everything up.
a build that I've really appreciated so far has been John Cena, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
This, I essentially ignored the, are you going to do it with the club or without the club stuff? Because I think they keyed on it a lot, but I felt like it was sort of less about that. I think that was sort of just a cherry on top kind of thing, and more about it's really simple. And sometimes it's good to go back to the simple. I think that's what makes NXT so enjoyable most times, is that it's really simple stuff. That Styles hasn't been around and has represented everything that's good and grand and successful of everything away from WWE, but can he do it in WWE? And Cena is the very personification of what that represents. The big leagues, the Yankees, right? And now we get to find out. And they throw in a couple good one-liners. They cut a couple of good promos. And suddenly we have a match that actually is probably going to fucking tear the house down. Could be the match of the night. Mm-hmm. Why can't we get that everywhere? Why does it have to be comedy? If it devolved into comedy and there was a guy there, or the Carl Anderson was there, and he was just cracking jokes and smiling in the background, it would take away from it so much. And they didn't need to do that. So I'm actually
they went for some. I mean, they went for jokes about Cena's movie career. They do. I mean, they can't resist it.
Sure, but at least then it was still, it's a legitimate shot to take at the guy. Like, it's a legitimate way to get to him. You tried to make movies and you fucking sucked at it. You failed. You are a failure. I mean, he's not a failure, right? But it's an easy way to attack. You have to find some way to attack this man, the face who runs the place, who never fucking loses, who's won 15 world titles. Like, what? How do you get to him? And you try the same way Styles did.
Yeah, which is the same way everybody does. There's
only so many ways to attack them. I mean, you don't play the Seahawks and come in with a game plan to throw the ball 30 times. You go, well, everyone else tries to run on them. Yeah, it's because that's how you beat them.
That's completely apples and oranges. I don't know what you don't.
Well, I'm saying it's a story that works. It's a strategy that works, and it's working here.
But it doesn't work because everyone loses. You just said that. You can't beat this man, and so you're going to come at him with the same lines that everybody comes at him at? I don't know. I just mean
as far as building to the match. When it gets to the match, obviously that's a different story. And if everyone does lose, then the story does work even better because it's, he gets to reaffirm his place as that, and it strengthens the build to this. That no one else has been able to do it, and now you're coming in saying the same bullshit. And he actually made mention of that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Where he's like, you're saying the same shit, dude, but you ain't no different than anybody else, and I'm going to fucking beat you too. And that's good stuff. That's really good. Because now it's like, well, maybe Styles will be the guy. No different than you watch, maybe this team will be the team who throws on him or who wins anyway. That's interesting to me. You don't care. I understand that. I'm very much in the minority on pretty much Styles' whole run. I think the matches have been great, but I don't like the way. I'm not interested in how they're booking him, and I don't think this is any different. I don't think this is every Cena feud I've seen. This is Serious John against CM Punk, against Seth Rollins, against The Rock. It's not. I'm bored with it. So I mean, it may be. I guess it is very well done, but I'm not interested in it. I would rather see the. I mean, to me, like the Owens feud was a little bit different, just because of how they set it up. I mean, it eventually became the same thing too, but at least it started differently. And this is not at all. I mean, this is the same. I don't know. It's the same stuff. I think it's gonna. I agree with you. I think it's gonna be a great match. It will probably be the match of the night. And this might be the one. Styles is probably going to get a win in one of these. He'll probably get it with the help of the club. But I don't. At the end of the day, I think Cena's going over. So, and it's hard to get excited about that.
Yeah, and especially with a build that I've seen before, and with a guy in AJ who's got some charisma, but isn't the best talker in the world. I'm not that.
Let's be real.
I'm not that interested in this.
AJ also shops at Kmart.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real.
AJ, yeah. AJ probably sends his wife to shop at Kmart for him, but yeah.
Yeah.
He might get his hair cut at Kmart, even just with somebody sitting in the parking lot. He asks to do it.
His hair is something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that.
Sure is.
Was there anything? Oh, I want to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on the Del Rio stuff?
The like the airport
So
thing.
what happened?
Yeah.
What happened was, and it's
So
a
he's
little
on
bit
stage at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then a storyline later in the night is that Kevin Owens had him detained at security, so he never made it to the event, even though we all saw him on stage at the event.
Yeah. He was late to the show because of some Kevin Owens shenanigans. But we know he wasn't late to the show because he was on stage for the tribute moment of silence, WWE standing with the victims of the Orlando shooting tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard today some criticism from various places. I've seen it on Twitter and whatever. I'm not going to say anything about anyone in particular. But I've seen and heard people complaining that WWE was wrong for doing this, or that it's insulting, or all these other things. I want to know how you feel about it.
I mean, in a perfect world, you wouldn't do it. I mean, I think you would be consistent, I guess, but I think it's also very clear that, especially for moments like that, you know, in any of their philanthropic or, you know, anytime they're trying to make a statement like that, which they were trying to do last night, which I think was good. I mean, I don't know what else you do. It was a good moment. I feel like they had to acknowledge it, especially given their relationship to that city. So I thought that was good, but it's very clearly that's outside of their storytelling. And this is another thing that from time to time, I will get on them about, because they send us mixed messages about it. Like, oh no, these are performers playing a role, except we don't give them credit and they can't unionize. And except sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're going to punish people for not keeping kayfabe outside of business, but other times we'll celebrate them for it, and all those problems. But I think this is pretty clearly that, you know, Vince McMahon is out there, who he wasn't seen on the show. He's not even a character right now. You know, yeah, that was different. So is it, you know, should they have thought it through maybe and just at least hit Alberto in the back or something? You know, I don't know, probably. But it's not something I'm going to get worked up about. The storytelling holes in your average WWE Raw that bother me are going to be a lot bigger. I'm going to get more pissed off because they don't even pay attention to what they did in the previous kayfabe segment than I am going to get pissed off about the fact that they tried to do something nice about a horrible situation and it didn't exactly play into your one little plot point later on.
Yeah, I feel very strongly in the opposite direction. I think if you're actually complaining that there was an inconsistency within a storyline that they told on the show, a story plot point on the show, then the inconsistency was born of a moment that was very honest and done, like you said, they couldn't ignore it. What do you do in a situation like that? You do there's not much that you can do.
A moment of silence where the entire organization represents is the best you can do. I don't know what else you can do. Yeah.
No, all the best to everyone affected by this. It's a horrible thing. Moment of silence. You pay your respects and all that stuff. To complain that they somehow have done something wrong here, or that they're awful or bad because Del Rio happened to be on the stage. And then later they ran the story where it's like he got here late, and it's like, no, he didn't. He was there for the tribute thing. How dumb is WWE? No, how dumb are you? How petty and fucking it's so petty and ridiculous. And are you fucking kidding me? You're complaining because they did something nice. A touching little thing where, like you said, it felt too big to not do something like that. With their ties to the city, with it being what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And to have him go out there, of course, it's very clearly this is not a part of our regular show.
Yep.
It's a unique situation we're going to pay tribute. Hey, everyone do the same. Or, or we're going to have a moment, not tribute, I guess, but a moment of silence. We're
going to pay respect.
We're going to be respectful of what's happened. It's very sad. And then we'll move on to the story, to the show, and where we'll tell our stories and do what we normally do. If you take this shit so seriously, if you take this wrestling stuff, if you're that deep, get out. You need to get out. You need to get out of it. That is actually legitimately like the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. That anyone would actually get even moderately upset or even point it out at all, to me, is the most ridiculous thing. He was out there paying respects, and then they run the story later where acting like he wasn't out there. Oh my God, how insulting. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Don't fucking speak when you say things that are that unbelievably dumb. Just dumb. Just so dumb. They're not dumb, you're dumb, because you think this shit is real. You have to think this is a shoot. Clearly, the kayfabe. Shut up. Kayfabe's always been dead. If you have the IQ of a toddler, you understand that this shit's not real. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And it's just, you know what I mean? Twitter's just, what the hell? Yeah, what the hell? Why are you tweeting this?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, I don't want to get off on a side rant here, but I mean, I had to take myself off of all social media this weekend just because it's just,
me too.
It's useless and not helping any. I mean, no, and I don't. Again, I don't mean to shout anybody out. You process your grief and your trauma however you need to. But for me, I could not be involved in people telling you that, telling everybody else that you're focusing on the wrong things, or you shouldn't be mad about this. You should be mad about this. You shouldn't be upset about this. You should be upset about this.
Politicizing it. And
I mean, I don't know what the answers are. Nobody does. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't, it's very clearly a separate part of the show. I think in TV parlance, it would have been a cold open. They came in on that. Then they went to the credits to say, here's a break. That was one thing. This is something else.
Yeah.
I mean, did you really think, did anybody really think that Del Rio was held up? I mean, if he hadn't been on stage there, would you have been like, oh yeah, that happened? I'm sure he did that.
Yeah. And they're like,
no, you would know it doesn't work. So shut up and be fine with it.
Because there was this real thing that they did. They should have just not had that story on this show. It's like, why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they expect that you're not a child, that you have the IQ above a toddler, and you would be able to separate those two things? Why shouldn't they expect that? I don't think it's unfair of them to expect that you would go along with it, just like you go along with the idea of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
We don't watch this to critique. I say, if your storytelling sucks, then we'll critique that. But their storytelling didn't suck here. There was, like you said, a very clear line was drawn between, hey, real life happened, people. Like, real shit went down, real tragic shit, and we want to be respectful of that. And this is how we know how to do that. This is basically what we can do to do that. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to open and we're going to start the show proper. That's how we're going to do this.
With jokes about having sex with musical instruments. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, they're not, there's a change in tone even immediately.
Yeah, why don't you get outraged about that? Like, so that's the thing you choose to get outraged about? That they told a story that wasn't, like, consistent with what real life actually was? And you don't care that, like, the moment after they're paying respects to the shooting, they're talking about Enzo fucking a trombone? Like, how wacky are your fucking priorities and stuff? Like, how weird, just so dumb. It's dumb. I can't believe how dumb it is. They're just maddening. Like I said, and then you get on Twitter and it's like, man, what are these opinions? What are you saying? I don't know.
How do you think you're helping anything?
Yeah. It's just not.
So I'm pretty much, I just don't, of all the things to get outraged about.
That just makes no sense to me.
That's really low on the fucking.
Not even outraged. If you have any feeling towards that whatsoever, you need help. You're doing it wrong. I'm totally good with saying that. Which is funny because you're like, you need to tell people that they're digesting stuff wrong, and that's probably wrong. Come on, that's ridiculous. You're actually getting upset that they paid respects, and then a story later contradicted the real life. It's not real life, people. Like, you would. Look, man, again, it's like, dude, wait, Johnny Depp is playing a pirate? He's clearly not a pirate. This is bullshit. The entire Pirates of the Caribbean series is just, it's done. It's so dumb. He's never even been to sea. This is really I can't deal with this. How could they do this?
Disney lied to me. They insulted my intelligence.
They're just insulting my intelligence. He doesn't talk like that. He doesn't have any weird, wacky movements. This dude's never even been on a boat. Fuck this movie. Fuck these people. They're dumb. You know, and it's like, are you shitting me? You get a fucking grip on reality for once in your life? I know you're in the wrestling bubble, but my God. If you're that far deep, you need to get out, man. You do. You really fucking do. Anyway.
Mm.
The rest of the show sucked and didn't pay attention to it. Didn't care at all.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho had a cool Fallout segment interview. Better than anything he did on the television.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm tired of the Money in the Bank match for the build because they put 6 people and they just try to figure out interesting ways to get them all on TV at the same time. And that leads us to Cesaro as ring announcer, Alberto Del Pino as timekeeper or bell ringer, whatever the fuck. I don't know.
I want the title to be bell ringer.
Bell ringer.
I'm the bell ringer.
Owens and Zayn doing commentary while Jericho and Ambrose are working a match.
Which Owens on commentary is never a bad thing, but yeah.
True. He makes everything entertaining. Everything he does is very entertaining. So he's like the opposite of Ambrose. I really don't even mean to be picking on him.
I know that. It's so easy to pick on him, though. I mean, I've been doing it for months.
He make people so mad, too. It's like...
yeah. Although, some people who were big defenders of his have spoiled on him, too.
Yeah.
But
you get to a point, man, where you're just like, But that's, and, it's so funny, too, because it's if you just critique the story that they're telling, everyone looks bad. It's what the reality is, right? Like when you actually think about it like that, it's like, man, none of you fuckers look good and haven't for a very long time, except maybe Cena, I guess. But
I mean, if you're, it depends on your definition of looking good. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I mean, even even New Day and Enzo and Cass and stuff, like it's who looks good there? You're all fucking brass instruments. Mm-hmm. I mean, and you're arguing about it
and admitting it on television. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only admitting it, but there's this big stare down. And how do you keep a straight face for all this? How do you just,
if you're Big E, you really don't. You just, say, Charles.
Rusev.
The name of the show is Charles.
Rusev beat up Titus O'Neil.
You want to talk about the women? Because I'm a little fucking pissed off about that again.
Get after it, my friend.
It's just, I'm mad at myself mostly because I got fooled again.
What'd you get fooled by?
The change over to the women's division from the Divas division and sending Charlotte on, and giving them time at Mania and sending Charlotte to the Today Show with Roman. I actually fucking fell for it again. And I thought we were going to do something different other than 3-minute matches where the champ gets rolled up and I don't even know what the fucking feud is. And you clearly have at least 5 women that you could tell a story with, right? Because they're all sitting right there to do this 3-minute bullshit match. They don't even get entrances.
Right.
And now we're getting a tag match.
Match was 2 minutes and 20 seconds long.
We're getting a tag match at Money in the Bank. What's that going to get? 5 minutes? And it's going to be wacky? Is it going to be wacky? I bet it's wacky.
I bet it is.
I don't care, and I'm mad that they made me think I was going to get to care, and I'm just...
I bet it's wacky. I bet it is.
What the fuck is the program now?
The program is Charlotte and Dana are arguing after a whole week of being together.
Charlotte is the worst person on earth, right? I guess that's the program.
That's not untrue.
She sends her poor father mixed messages. Now she's got a new person she hangs out with who she's just going to belittle for her honest.
Why did they get together at all?
They have, I don't know. They have no chemistry whatsoever. And
now they're already teasing the breakup.
Charlotte is not like a Shawn Michaels figure that needs a diesel. She's supposed to be the this, the badass.
She's the heater.
She's genetically superior. She doesn't need fucking backup. I mean, she did from Flair. I guess that's how bad this is. They made me wish Ric Flair was still there.
Oh no, it's bad when you're wishing for Rick. See, it's funny because she should be the heater for someone else.
Exactly.
She's like a fucking.
That's how it started. I mean, on NXT, that's what she was. She was more like Sasha's backup.
Yeah, because everyone else is so small. She's so damn big. She should be. I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just. Next time I get excited, if I write a post after WrestleMania next year, because they gave, Sasha versus Bayley 10 minutes or something, just on the Fallout show here on Cage Side Live, say to me, Sean, calm down because it's all bullshit. And then I'll say, you're right. Thank you for reminding me because it's all bullshit.
You thought that Bayley's getting called up.
They brought, you know what? No, my biggest, I mean, I used to, it's a played out joke, but my biggest fear is Bayley getting called up. Because this is what's going to happen. She's going to be on fucking Superstars while this goes on. And, I'm not crazy about a lot of things NXT's doing right now, but I'm pretty sure that eventually at Back to Brooklyn 2 Electric Boogaloo, whatever the fuck they call it, that I'm going to get a 15-minute Bayley Asuka match or something. And fuck, if Sasha she was teaming with Summer Rae on the house shows this weekend. I know it's just the house shows.
Was she really?
Yes, the team. It was Bayley. It was Becky, Sasha, and Summer versus Lana, Eva, and Dana. I think. Yeah, and now they're Now they're fighting on Superstars.
But she's calling them. She's on Twitter calling herself Winter Ray.
Yeah, that's Sasha. Yeah, that was some wack. That was some Twitter wackiness that went on.
Wacky.
It was wacky.
Wacky entertainment is what WWE actually stands for. wacky entertainment, man. Or wacky wrestling entertainment.
Wacky, ew.
Wacky wrestling entertainment.
I don't know if I'm trying to think of a different word other than entertainment because that's not the word I would use.
Wacky wrestling endocrinologists.
Nice. Yes.
You know what there's a game that exists, and we're gonna play that game right now because who gives a shit about wrestling?
We made it almost 55 minutes talking about a show we didn't want to talk about. With a side trip into Gino might need to go to the hospital.
10 of those minutes and the bleeding has stopped. There's a game that exists where I give you a letter, and you try to come up with as many words as you can that start with that letter within 1 minute. And most people can't get over 20 words within that minute. Do you think you can do this?
What is this game called?
I don't know what it's called, but it's a game.
Sounds like a board game.
This is a game that I was exposed to, so I'm going to get my clock out. I'm going to get my stopwatch.
How long do I have?
You get 1 minute, and the number is 20 words. If you can hit 20, most people can't hit 20 words. You just freeze way the fuck up. So I will keep track.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you the letter right before I say go, and then you'll start. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? I'll give you a decent letter to work with, too.
All right.
Okay. 3. Okay, so when I get to 1, instead of 1, I'll say the letter you use, and then I'll say go.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, D. Go.
Dog, dung, ditch, dildo, dangerous, dastardly, divine, diligent. I said dangerous already. Dangerously, dangerous.
No.
Danger.
That's
dildo. I said
that.
Damn it. Dog. Dinosaur.
Okay. You're at 10.
DVD player. Disc. Digital. Danger. Why am I stuck on the word danger? I said diligent already. God damn it. This is tough. Devil. Devilish. Devil's food cake.
No.
Dates.
Time. You got 15. See how fucking hard that gets? There are a bajillion words with the letter
Oh, absolutely.
D, and you just end up
I got stuck on
dangerously.
danger. I couldn't stop with danger. Dangerously. Danger.
Stranger danger. Unagi.
Oh
man. All right. So that was our fun for the day.
That sure was fun.
That was super. You know, it's have you ever done the States game? We're not going to do it. We're not going to play it because it's 6 minutes long. But from Friends, have you ever where you get 6 minutes to try to write down and think of as many states in America that you can?
Mm-hmm.
You will not get all 50. You just won't. The highest I've ever gotten is 46. I always forget fucking Nebraska.
Mm.
And there's a couple other ones that I see. But yeah, that's a good game that we should do sometime.
That is fascinating.
Fucking cage side game night.
Mm. Can we play Cuddle Bunny? What's the one? What?
Cuddle Bunny.
You posted the video of it. What did they play with last week? What is that called? Cuddle?
Oh, the something bunny challenge.
Chubby bunny.
Chubby bunny challenge, where they Renee Young was just shoving her food in her face.
That sounds like a euphemism too. Chubby bunny. I have a chubby bunny for you right here.
Oh my god!
I have a chubby bunny for Renee Young.
I don't like how you're talking to me.
I also thought that when I thought it was a little dirty when Seth Rollins was talking about how they ran a sushi train back in the Shield days.
You're the only one. You were the only one who was like, I'm pretty sure sushi train's a euphemism.
I think it is.
I think he's talking about a woman.
I think he's talking about several women of Asian descent with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose.
Line them up and lock it in.
That's it. Human centipede style.
Oh, shit. You just... Oh, no. Oh, you watched that flick?
I've never seen it, no.
I've never seen it? Nope. That is fucked up.
I don't want that. Haven't they made like 6 of them now? Like if you're seeing Human Centipede 6, don't you know what you're getting at this point?
If you're seeing Human Centipede 6, you have a fetish.
Yeah.
It's a very bad fetish, and you should check yourself into a mental health clinic.
Or move to some Eastern European country where that sort of shit apparently just happens next door all the time.
Yeah, just dudes are just sewing mouths to assholes.
Yep. Sewing it up. Do you want to talk about your boy Matt Hardy?
That video.
See, this is where we need you on video, so your response can just be 5 minutes of going.
That was Ultimate Warrior, dude.
Yeah, I know. Well,
that wasn't Matt Hardy.
I got to keep the noise coming, or I won't be on camera. So I can't just stand here and just do.
The thing about it.
I don't even know if anybody else.
The thing about it is Matt Hardy is the greatest pro wrestler who's ever lived. And I've never been more sure of that than after he released a video of himself in a hotel room, standing next to a window, making weird faces for over 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Man was banging his head against a window, and someone else was, "Stop the banging!" And he just like froze and then slowly turned around. And this is when I knew he was a brilliant artist ahead of his time. He incorporated it.
Can I use that next time we play and you give me I? Can I say incorporated it or whatever?
Incorporated it. Or what did I say in the Cage on Elvis the other day? It's like, don't be so conceited.
Yes. C-O-N-C.
I'm not conceding anything, Gino. That was totally on purpose, Sean. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's another fucking wasp in here, dude.
God damn it.
Serious. How does this keep happening?
It's in your house?
It's in my dude. Holy shit.
Why don't you get some?
It's above my fucking head. I gotta move. Oh, fuck. How? All right, we gotta go. Let's get out of here. I'm about to die. Oh, shit, I lost it. I don't know where it is. If I get fucking bit, Sean.
I'll be here by myself next week, Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
I'm bleeding.
Where we'll remember Gino and all the good times we had before he bled to death and died of wasp
Dude, it's
attack.
so big. I'm gonna get a picture of it and send it to you.